Good morning, students. Today I am going to revise the chapter 2nd, which we had finished, since some of our students has missed this topic. So I am going to recapitulate this chapter in a very summarized way so that the students who have missed the class can go through it. And these are very helpful for other students also, since these are shortcuts of the chapter forms of business organization. So business organization can be started in various forms, right? Business organization can be started in various forms. The first form of business organization is sole proprietorship. The first form is sole proprietorship. So what is the meaning of sole proprietorship? Sole means single or one, and proprietorship means owner. So the business form of organization which is owned, managed and controlled by an individual is known as sole proprietorship. These are the various forms of business organizations, in which the first form is sole proprietorship, in which the business is run by a single person. You are all aware of the fact that there are many kirana shop holders, many kirana shop owners who individually manage their business. Therefore, they earn all the profits and they bear all the risk associated with the business. Normally, small businesses are normally run by sole proprietor, single owner, right? Meaning is clear. Then features of sole proprietorship: easy to form and close. Sole proprietorship firm can be easily formed. There is no legal formality to form it. There is no law for sole proprietorship. Then liability for sole proprietorship, the liability is unlimited. Means if a sole proprietor has taken debt from outside or from bank, then his personal property can also be attached for the payment of his debts, right? Then he is the sole risk bearer and bearer of profit or loss. All the profit goes to him, and in case of loss, he is the only person who has to bear it. Then he has the full control over the business. He can manage his business in his own terms. Then there is no separate entity. Means in sole proprietorship, owner and business is same. X Limited and Mr. X is same, right? There is no separate entity. Business is not separate from the owner as far as sole proprietorship firm is concerned. Then there is lack of business continuity. If sole proprietor dies, his business also comes to an end, right? So these were the features of sole proprietors. Now, merits. We had studied the merits of sole proprietor. What were the merits? Quick decision making. A sole proprietor, being a single owner, can take decisions very quickly. Then it's a personal satisfaction. Suppose this business goes high, then who gets the maximum satisfaction? He is the single owner. He feels that I am the person who is responsible for such a success of a business. So there is sense of personal satisfaction. Then information will be kept secretly. In sole proprietorship, the information can be kept secretly, right? Sole proprietor need not to disclose anything outside, right? Then in sole proprietorship there is direct incentive. Only bearer of profit and loss. He has the single owner of getting all the profit. Then ease of formation and closure. Sole proprietorship business can be easily formed and can be easily closed also, right? Then demerits of sole proprietorship. What are the demerits of sole proprietorship? Limited resources. Sole proprietor has limited resources. Then limited life of business. Sole proprietor has limited life of business concern. Then unlimited liability. Since the liability is unlimited, so that is the drawback of sole proprietorship. Then limited managerial ability. A sole proprietor is not a very much professional person to run his business, so there is limited managerial ability. Then we had studied about next form of business organization, that is joint Hindu family business. Joint Hindu family business is run by the eldest member of the family, which is known as karta, right? The business which is owned and managed by the eldest member of the family is known as joint Hindu family business, or we can say that ancestral business from two successive generations is known as joint Hindu family business. Then what are the features of joint Hindu family business? Formation, this business is formed under Hindu succession law. Then liability, karta has unlimited liability, while the other members of joint Hindu family business has limited liability. They are known as co-partners. Then control, karta has a ultimate control over the business. Then continuity, if the karta dies, then the next eldest member of the family will become karta, right? Minor can also become a member in joint Hindu family, since membership to joint Hindu family business is by birth, right? The person who is born in the family, he becomes the member of joint Hindu family business, right? Then merits of joint Hindu family: effective control, control is easy, right? Continuity of business, business can continue by the next eldest member. Then limited liability of members, the co-partners has limited liability, means suppose there is a grandfather which is the karta of the family. There are four sons, then four sons own their individual shops, then the liability of each shop belongs to that member only, right? Limited liability of members. Increased loyalty, since the business is run by family members, then there is increased loyalty in the business. Then demerits, limited resources, joint Hindu family business is run by limited resources, since they have only that much amount of money which is inherited by their ancestors to them. Then unlimited liability of karta, this is the drawback. Okay, karta has the unlimited liability, he runs the whole business. Then karta's dominance, karta dominate the business, whatever the decision taken by karta will bind on other co-partners, will be binding on other co-partners. Then limited managerial skill, karta is also not a very professional person to run the business, so there is lack of managerial skill in joint Hindu family business. Limited managerial ability, limited managerial skill, limitations are common in joint Hindu family business and sole proprietorship, right? Then we have studied about partnership, the third form of business organization, that is partnership. Partnership is governed by Indian Partnership Act 1932. It is the relation between two or more than two persons who agreed to share profit of the business carried on by all, or any one of them acting for all, right? This definition is given in the Indian Partnership Act 1932, that partnership is a relation between persons to share profit of the business carried on by all partners, or any one of partner acting on behalf of all other partners, right? This is the definition of partnership. Then what are the features of partnership? We have studied about formation, this is formed under Indian Partnership Act 1932. Then liability, partners have unlimited liability. Risk bearing, all the partners bear risk associated with the business, risk does not belong to any single partner, right? Then decision making in partnership is done by mutual consultation among the partners, then only they can take decisions. Then continuity, partnership firm comes to an end with the death of any partner, then this can happen that the remaining partners has to write a new agreement for carrying on the business. Then number of members in partnership business, minimum is 2 and maximum is 50. Then we have studied about merits, easy to start and close, registration is easy. Proper decision making, since decision taken by mutual consultation, so that is the merit of partnership, their decision will be more balanced, right? Then more money, a single owner firm has a money only which the individual can arrange, but in partnership since there are number of partners, each partner contribute money in the business, so the resources are more, then secrecy are maintained. In partnership firm also, you need not have to disclose your accounts in the public or your balance sheet in the public, so secrecy is maintained. Then limitations, unlimited liability. There is unlimited liability of partner. Then fight exists. Fight, or you can say conflict exists. If there is no consensus of mind, if there is conflict of interest, then there is lack of good decision making in partnership. Then chances of closure, death, insolvency of any partner lead to closing of the business. Then no public confidence. Partnership business has less public confidence as compared to a company, right? Then types. So these were the features, merits and limitations of partnership. Then we have studied the types of partnership: active partner, sleeping partner, secret partner, nominal partner, partner by behavior, partner by holding out. Partner by behavior is partner by estoppel, right? So we have studied the meaning of these types of partner. Then kind of partnership we have studied, right? Particular partnership, right, etc. Then we have studied about partnership deed, which contains rules and regulation and terms of the partnership. This much we have completed from our NCERT. Then we have studied about the contents of partnership deed also, in which we have studied about name of the partner, duration of partnership firm, objective of partnership. All this we have studied in the contents of partnership deed. Then we have studied about the registration also of partnership firm, right? This much we have completed. Then in the partnership we have studied about active, sleeping, secret. So what are active partners? Active partners is a partner who gives capital, participate in management, shares profit and losses, and has unlimited liability. Then sleeping partner, a partner who do not take part in the business activity, he only contribute, he has unlimited liability also. Then secret partner, whose association with the firm is unknown to the outsiders, right? Then nominal partner, who allows his name to be used by the firm. Then we have studied about partner by estoppel, a person who by behavior sets an impression to other that he is partner in a firm. Then we have studied about partner by holding out, a person who is not a partner but allowed himself to be represented as a partner. Then we have studied about registration, consequences of non-registration. A partner or unregistered firm cannot file a case against firm or third party. Firm cannot file a case against third party, and firm cannot file a case against partner. These were the three consequences of non-registration of partnership firm, which are very very important, right? Then after that we have studied about the company. A company is an association of persons who contribute money or money worth for the common stock. Company, what is company? Company is an association of person who contribute money in the form of shares, right? They contribute money and get shares in return of it. Companies are divided into two parts: private company and public company. So what is public company? Public company has minimum members 7, maximum unlimited. However, private has 2 and maximum 50. Then minimum number of directors in a public company was 3. Here it was private company, it was 2. Then minimum paid up capital from which it can start a business is 5 lakh, but a private company has minimum paid up capital of 1 lakh. Then index of member is compulsory to be maintained by public company. Index of member is not compulsory by the private company. Then public company, transfer of shares can be easily transferred in case of public company, but private company restrict the transfer of shares, and public company invite public to invest in their securities, but private company there is restriction to invest in the company since money is arranged by their private resources. Features of company. There are certain features of company. First, company is an artificial person. Why company is considered as an artificial person? Because it is created by law. It comes under Companies Act 2013. It is formed under Companies Act 2013. It is created by law and come to an end by law. Then formation is difficult. Why the formation of a company is difficult? Because there are lots of documents which are to be prepared before starting a company. That company has separate identity, it has separate legal entity, company separate from the owner. Even all board of directors die, still company exists in the eyes of law. Then continuous existence, it can go for a long period of time without any interruption unless and until the registration of company get cancelled from the procedure of law. Then control of company is made by the directors. Control of company is made by the directors, since directors are the person who have the maximum shareholding. Then liability is limited. The public, the persons who are purchasing shares of the company, they are liable to pay only that much amount to the company which they possess, which they own shares. Means number of shares, if a person owns 100 shares, he is likely to pay only for 100 shares to the company. So his liability is limited to 100 shares only. Then common seal mean common stamp. Each and every company has a common stamp which is to be affixed on the company. Then merits of a company was liability is limited. Chances are there for expansion. Company has huge resources, so they can expand a business easily. Company is managed by professionals, CAs, MBAs, right? They are professional people who run the company, right? Who are a part of company. Then continuous existence, as I told, it's a merit of a company that even some of the members of the company get died, in spite of that company exists. Then shares can be easily transferred from one person to another person. This can be done only in case of public company, which I had already told you earlier. Then demerits, very difficult to form. Legal formalities are too much for forming a company. Then no secrecy. There is no secrecy in a company. Company has to disclose their balance sheet and financial statement to the public. No personal involvement. Since company is managed by professional, there is no personal interaction or personal relationship in the company, as in case of joint Hindu family. Then more rules and regulations. There are lots of rules and regulations for running a company. Then very slow decision making. In company, the decision making is very slow, since each decision is taken by the hierarchy of authority, by chain of authority. A, B, C, D, it go like this. So very slow in decision making. Then owners have less control. Owners have less control over the company, since shareholders are the owners of the company, and each and every shareholder does not participate in the voting. So that is the demerit of a company, right? Then types of company: private company, public company, I had already told you. This was the chapter which we have completed earlier, so I recapitulated second chapter. Thank you.